Rosie, you're so mean.
What?
Why would you do that?
What? Bailey?
Come on now.
What do you want?
I heard this from the old lady next door, but you went and took your really good-looking boyfriend home with you and showed Mom and Dad? Why did you never tell me about that? Jesus! If you're bringing your boyfriend over with you, then you should tell me too. I have to be there in order to see if he'll be a good fit for me or not.
That's the reason I didn't tell you crap.
What? Listen, Bailey. I don't go out finding men I like and want to be in a relationship with just to bring them around you and have you take them. And by the way, you are not in the place to be texting me about anything at all right now.
Why not?
Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten about the fact that 4 years ago you stole my husband from me. You would never be able to forget that, right?
Yeah, I haven't forgotten about that.
And Mom has told you plenty of times now that you are not allowed around their house ever again. But each time she tells you that, you just show up more and more frequently with that stupid, emotionless smile on your face.
And what about that?
I have to go back to Mom and Dad's house often in order to find out if you've brought another man over to the house or not. If I can't go there anymore, I won't know who you're with.
Are you kidding me?
All of the men you bring in are always so amazing. But the thing is, all of those men deserve to be with me, a far more wonderful and attractive woman. And actually, all of the men you've brought home with you in the past have always fallen in love with me, right? I've always loved having those men fall for me like that, and it's become sort of an addiction now.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I've only ever had one man that you stole from me, and that was my previous husband.
What are you talking about?
There was the classroom president you were with in middle school, and the leader of that club you were in back in high school. And in college, you had that boyfriend who was a model, right? I liked him. Wait, all of those guys were never my boyfriends.
What?
I'm sure to those around us we looked like we were a thing because we'd always hang out with each other all the time. But the only reason I was ever around the class president in middle school all those times is because I was the vice president. And the reason I was always talking with the leader of that club in high school is because I was the manager for all his events. As for that model in college, he actually did end up asking me out, but at the time I was already dating the man I would one day call my husband, who is currently my ex. So I had to turn that model down.
What?
Are you serious? Well, at this point, all of that is history and doesn't really need to be brought up anymore. But what I know about you that needs to be talked about is all of those men you've stolen from other women. And the fact that you feel like it's a great thing that you've stolen so many men from, be it me or any other woman, is a huge problem. You need to grow up a little, Bailey.
What?
For some reason, I'm getting even more fired up now.
What?
Telling me that everyone else besides your ex had no close relationships to you at all makes me upset, actually. It makes me feel like you're trying to make me feel bad about everything I've done. So I'm going to make an announcement right now. That man that you're with right now, I'm going to steal him from you whether you like it or not. That'll show you.
Ugh.
By the way, whatever happened to my ex-husband that you stole from me? You know, the man you cried and begged for days and weeks who had been working for a very large company and had all the features you liked? What happened with him? Did you guys already break up? Oh, right. For some reason, the flame just went cold. After just 2 months, he and I broke up.
I see.
That's why I'm not even going to attempt to hold back as I go for your current boyfriend. Then let me say this. What? If you think you can take him, then give it your best shot. Huh? I'm going to tell him everything about you right now so that he knows what to expect. I'll let him know that you maliciously try and steal all of my men from me, even those that aren't in a relationship with me, and then move on to the next man that I'm around when you get bored with the previous. Did you just say I'm maliciously doing this? So you have a better way to describe yourself? There's no way a beautiful, sexy woman like myself is malicious. Well, whatever way you think of yourself, consider meeting him to be a very hard challenge. This previous time was probably his last for a while, and I'm not sure when the next time will be when he comes around to Mom and Dad's house. So it's better that you not even try going after him. Also, I'm going to show him all these texts you've sent me so he understands that this is serious. Huh? There is not going to even be a chance of you stealing him from me this time. Huh? Bye now. Rosie, hello. How many months has it been since we last chatted? Well, anyway, I've gone and taken your boyfriend. Again. The fact that you haven't said anything to me about this yet means you never even noticed. By the way, your boyfriend George is frickin' awesome. I went to your apartment since I saw George going in there. All I had to do was knock on the door saying who I was, and he let me right inside. And right then and there, he and I got into it, and I got to have myself a little taste of what's to come. Thank you for that wonderful meal. And guess what? George is so far the most handsome-looking and high-spec man that I have seen. And I've recently been really thinking about settling down soon. Since he's the perfect man for me, I'm going to take him and get married. Sorry for stealing yet another one of your men. What the hell? Did you tell me that you just stole my boyfriend and that you're going to marry him now? Bailey? Oh, good morning, Rosie. Thank you so much for once again bringing me another high-spec man to take. What are you talking about? Especially when there's no chance you've come across my boyfriend. But right now, George and I just stopped at the courthouse and dropped off our marriage forms. George? That's right. We just made sure to get rid of that apartment you had always been staying at with him, and now he's moving in with me. After all, he's going to be my husband now. Wait, who the hell is he? He's my new husband. That's not what I'm asking. Who the hell is George? Like I've said, he's your now ex-boyfriend. But my boyfriend goes by the name George. And he's not even in the US currently. He's not? What, did Mom never tell you anything about him? She told me you continued to barrage her with questions about him, and so she had to give you his name to get you to shut up. Oh, I get it now. You got the name George and George mixed up, I think. Huh? Wait, but George, wasn't he living with you in that apartment I was just at? Did you go out to Havensfield to get that apartment? That's right. Well, I moved out of that apartment a year ago, and I've never been back there. Huh? You moved out of there? Which means I haven't been living there for a year now. Huh? I'm going to assume that George guy moved into that apartment after I had moved away and is most likely American, right? Where are you right now, Rosie? Overseas. Huh? You're overseas? I'm back in George's hometown with his family. The reason that I was ever able to meet a guy like him in the first place is because he came to our state to do some business with one of his company's customers, and then had to go back home after a few months. So before he had to head back home, I told him that I'd be coming with him, and so I quit my job and flew out of the States with him. I just found myself a job here, actually, and so things are finally starting to calm down for me again. What the heck? How dare you get a foreign boyfriend like that? You're so mean! He and I just got married a month ago, so you can call him my husband now. What? Does that mean a while back when you brought him over to Mom and Dad's house? He came over to their house before needing to go back home and asked Mom and Dad for their approval in him marrying me. Before he needed to go back home? So that really means... That's right. Right now I'm texting you from our house that is not in the US. Are you serious? It's funny that you just thought you'd gotten the best of me again and even married him that quickly. Well, congrats for that. What the hell? I only wanted him because I thought that he was yours. There's no reason for me to have gone through all this work to steal him now. Rosie! There's just some random people living in Mom and Dad's house right now. Where's Mom at? What? You went to that house again? I did. God. This last month has already been too much for me to handle. George ended up having another woman who he was engaged to at the time. And so that fiancé of his ended up making me pay for their wedding that had to be canceled and a settlement. Everything's been so hard for me, and to be honest, I have no more money. I came back to Mom and Dad's house with the hopes of getting Mom to help me pay for all of this. But as I walked up to the front door, there were random people living inside the house. If you want to know where Mom and Dad are, they are here with me. What? Mom and Dad are living with us in our house now. Huh? Does that mean that Mom and Dad are overseas now too? That's right. They went and got all the paperwork done that they needed to do, got their visas to come and live here, went to a language school for 3 months, and then helped us buy a brand new property here. They started doing all of this once they both got fed up with you always causing issues for them, and so they've been preparing for this for over a year now. And finally, a month or so ago, everything worked out the way we had all planned, and they were both able to move out here. No frickin' way! You all just left me here in the US? How the hell could my own family do something like that to me? Listen here, Bailey. Ever since you stole my husband from me 5 years ago, this whole family has hated you. Mom, Dad, and myself. You were even told that you were being disowned, yet you continued to go to Mom and Dad for everything, acting like nothing had happened. Seriously, how many times would they have had to tell you you're not family to them anymore before you got the hint? I never said that was okay. Nobody said you had the right to say it was okay or not. What the hell, Rosie? I think that the 3 of us had been too kind to you after what you did. We told you that you were not a part of the family anymore, yet we continued to talk with you through text and such. The only reason we've really been continuing to talk with you is to try and prevent you from getting too crazy. Had we blocked you 5 years ago, we were afraid you might lash out and try to kill us. But by staying in contact with you, we seem to have only made things worse. Rosie! Today, Mom, Dad, and myself are going to the store to get new phones and new SIM cards for here. What? I thought I'd just let you know that before we get our new numbers. Hold on a sec. I got a divorce from George. There was no hope in trying to rely on him for money and things since he lost it all to his fiancée. I see. Most of our distant family is on the other side of the US now, and most of them won't even talk to me anymore. So, I would like to come with you. I don't want Mom or Dad to have to suffer through any more of your crap with you. You're saying I caused them to suffer? That's right, Bailey. What? That's the whole reason why I worked with them to get them to move here. We all want to be free from you now, so don't you dare get in our way. Rosie! I'm blocking you now. Bye forever. What happened with my little sister after that is pretty hard for me to know specifically since I blocked her. But luckily my mom was able to get in touch with that fiancé of George's that ended up being caught in Bailey's mayhem and has been talking with her ever since. From what she's told my mom, Bailey ended up going to work at a strip club for a few weeks to start making some money for the settlement. But in between working shifts there, she would go throughout the city collecting cans and bottles to get dimes back for at the local supermarket. However, she too wasn't able to get a hold of Bailey anymore after a while, most likely due to Bailey's phone breaking or her not being able to pay her phone bills. And only a month later, we got one last bit of information about her through a rumor, and it's not great. The last of her that was seen was of her getting into the back of a black van with 2 other men, and then it driving off to never be seen in the city again. But a week after that happened, some money came into the fiancé's account from Bailey to finish off paying her settlement, so she still has to be alive somewhere. I'm just glad that she paid off all that settlement and hopefully will not cause any more trouble for anyone now. As for my parents and I, we're all out living in a very lovely villa out in Spain now with my new husband. We ended up getting this place with the help of my parents as they were getting ready to move here, and so far it's fit the 4 of us in it comfortably. Both my parents are going to some more classes again to improve their Spanish even more. And I was able to get myself a job working for an American company here in Spain, where I can use both my English and Spanish skills to work. Luckily, George never had to really talk or see my sister in person, because after showing him the text she had sent me a while back, along with the story about her stealing my ex-husband, George said he'd slap her across the face the moment she came near him. And based off how large my husband's arms are due to all the competitive bouldering he does, he'd probably end up killing her with one slap. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Nancy, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. Would you be able to come home a bit early tonight?
Why? If you have something to say, just tell me by text.
This is going to be a pretty long conversation, and one I'd like to have with you in person.
Oh, then I can't do it tonight. I'm meeting up with a friend after work for drinks, and when we're done, I was just gonna go and stay overnight at their place, so I'm not coming home.
Really? Again?
Is there a problem? You jealous that I have more friends than you or something?
No, that's not it at all. It's just that as your husband, I'd really appreciate you making more time for me than your friends. That's all.
Just because you're my husband doesn't mean I need to spend every waking moment with you, you know?
Yeah, I know that, and I wasn't expecting you to spend every waking moment with me. I just have something important to talk to you about, and wanted you to make some time for me.
Okay, so then tell me now.
I told you, it's going to be a long conversation, and one that would be best done face to face, not by text.
Ugh, what a pain. Anyway, I can't do it tonight. I finally have a day off tomorrow, and I promised my friend we'd drink the night away to celebrate. So, I don't have any time to spend with you, got it? We'll have to talk some other time.
Okay, I understand. Good night. Hey, Nancy, it's getting late, and you're still not home, so I'm guessing we can't have our conversation tonight either?
Nope, sorry.
Nancy, lately you've been either working late or going out drinking with your friends every single day of the week. We still haven't had any time to talk.
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, you said you wanted to talk, didn't you? Give me the gist of what you want to tell me by text, okay? Like the Cliff Notes version. Then I'll tell you if it's worth my time or not.
Worth your time?
Well, if you're not gonna tell me, that means it's definitely not worth my time, so I'll be off now.
Okay, fine. You see, a while back, my grandpa had asked me if I would be interested in taking over his company.
Huh? Your grandpa's company?
Yeah, and that means that if I accept his offer, I'll have to quit my job at my current company. We'll probably have to move too, and since this would all have a pretty sizable impact on your lifestyle, I wanted to hear your honest opinion before I give my answer to my grandpa.
Oh, I see. Yeah, this conversation is definitely not worth my time.
What? Are you serious?
As if you need to ask me what I think. You're saying he wants to hand over the company to you when he kicks the bucket, right? But this is your grandpa's company we're talking about. Who would even want to get some tiny little company like that, even for free?
Tiny? My grandpa's company?
Yeah, it's tiny. So, yeah, I don't know why you thought you should waste my time by even bringing this up to me. There's no way you'll make as much running that company as you do now, so if you quit your job, I'm divorcing you.
Nancy, wait! Don't you think you should give this a little more thought, though?
All right, let me give it some more thought. Okay, I'm done thinking, and my answer is still no. The end.
Come on, Nancy. This is a really big opportunity for both me and us.
I'm sorry, did you not see me say the end just now? Tell your grandpa you're not interested and keep working at your current job. And with that, this conversation is over.
Okay, well, I've actually been doing a lot of thinking about this, and I think I want to accept his offer.
You what? Is this some kind of status thing for you? Do you think that running your own business will earn you bragging rights or something?
No, I don't. This isn't about my ego, Nancy.
Ugh, whatever. I don't care anymore. I'm out. You have two choices. Continue working at your current job or hire a good divorce attorney. I have zero interest in being married to some broke loser running some third-rate company.
Nancy,
I'll give you some time to cool off. Message me back once you've come to your senses. Think long and hard about how you want your future to go, okay? Hey, Sam! I think I'm going to divorce you after all.
what?
My boyfriend just landed an incredible job. So I have no use for you anymore.
Wait a minute. Boyfriend?
Yep, my boyfriend who's just about to graduate from university.
Nancy, you've been cheating on me?
Isn't that obvious? I just told you I have a boyfriend. He got an interview with this massive company, and he's set to be hired as soon as he graduates. So I'll have no problem paying whatever you end up suing me for over my affair. And since money isn't an issue, I can divorce you with no problem now.
You're gonna make your college-age boyfriend pay your legal bills for you?
I just told you he's graduating soon, and he's already set up with a job making a huge salary.
I see. You know, I kinda had my suspicions about you for a while. I guess this confirms it. You've been betraying me this whole time.
I'll have my lawyer send you a divorce agreement. Just write in whatever terms you want and sign on the dotted line, okay?
Alright, but first I want you to tell me who this boyfriend of yours is.
Why?
You're not the only one I'll be suing. It'll be hard to sue someone for sleeping with my wife when I don't even know his name or address.
Oh yeah, that does make sense. Tell you what, I'll include his personal information in the envelope when my lawyer sends you the divorce agreement. How's that sound?
Fine by me. Also, I think it's gonna be about 2 months or so until I can get the divorce agreement back to you with my terms.
Aw, are you really gonna make me wait that long? What's got you so busy?
I know you're aware that I'm the head of the entire sales department, Nancy. I'm an executive in the company. It's gonna take some time to get my replacement ready to take over. So while I have my plate full already at work, I'll also have to find time to look for a good lawyer, meet with him, and get everything else ready. I have so much work to do for the next 2 months that it's making me sweat just thinking about it.
Whatever. I guess it doesn't really matter. We were gonna wait to get married until he graduated anyway. See you in 2 months, then. What gives, Sam? Today's the day. Your 2 months are up. Why haven't I heard from you yet? Don't think that you can ignore me and this will all just go away. We are getting divorced as soon as possible.
Good morning, Nancy. I finalized everything with my lawyer, and he said he mailed the forms to you to sign a few days ago. They should arrive soon.
Oh, okay then. I guess I'll message you back once I get them. It's gonna be so great to finally be free again. Sam? About the damages you're demanding from us.
Ah, I see the forms from my lawyer got to you with no issue. That's good to hear.
Yeah, well, I was wondering, do you think you could reduce the amount?
Huh?
Or, well, ideally, it'd be great if you could not sue me at all. I tell you what, how about we stay married instead?
Why?
The thing is, I kinda broke up with my boyfriend. So, you know, I thought that since I'm breaking it off with him, then you could call off your lawsuit too.
Not a chance in hell. I don't think you know how this works. You cheated on me. Just because you break up with the guy you cheated on me with doesn't take away the fact that you cheated. I'm suing you. The only thing breaking up with him might do is slightly reduce the damages I'd be awarded at trial, but that's it.
Oh no. Really?
And furthermore, we're divorced.
Wait, we are?
You signed the documents, don't you remember? And what's with this sudden change of heart you're having right now? Didn't you say you were going to have your boyfriend pay your bills for you?
Well, yeah, that's what I planned to do. But when I told him about that, he got really mad at me and said there's no way he could pay that much while he's still in school.
Yeah, it seems like that should be obvious.
And I guess he didn't know that I'll have to pay you any money during the divorce, since usually men have to give half their stuff to their ex-wives.
Any idiot with half a brain would know. That isn't the case when the wife has an affair and initiates the divorce in order to be with her boyfriend. Tell your boyfriend he shouldn't have slept through Divorce Law 101.
It wasn't supposed to happen like this.
And by the way, your boyfriend isn't getting his sweet job at that big company anymore.
What? Why? What do you mean?
He's been whining about the whole situation on his Twitter account. You could just read that. But it was actually that Twitter account that got him in trouble in the first place. He had been publicly mocking his interviewer for months. The company found out about it, and when they did a social media check on him, they decided that the content more than crossed the line of unacceptable public conduct for a company employee and rescinded their hiring offer. I'm not even sure if he's done any sort of self-reflection either. All he's been saying is that he's mad that he has to look for a new job now.
I had no idea.
Wait, he's your boyfriend and you didn't know about his Twitter account?
I don't do Twitter. All I have is an Instagram account.
I guess you wouldn't know then. Well, for me, it really doesn't matter all that much where the money comes in from. All I care about is that the payments are made consistently on time.
Come on, can you at least knock a bit off the amount?
And exactly what reason would I have to do that?
Well, none, but still.
The lawyer will be in touch with you shortly. You can discuss the finer details with him.
Sam, you've got some explaining to do. Answer me right now.
What do you want?
I was watching TV just now. They were doing a special feature on influential local businesses, and your grandpa was just interviewed.
Oh yeah, that. The news people have been coming to the company regularly for a while now. I guess they finally aired it.
How could some random tiny company like your grandpa's go from nothing to one of the biggest in the area in just a few years?
It's pretty simple, actually. We got some patents on a few new products that just so happened to come into incredibly high demand lately. The rest is history.
And why did the company's name change?
My grandpa thought it would be a good idea to change it to something that was more similar to the product series that we got a patent on.
Then why didn't you tell me about any of that?
You never asked.
This settles it. We are definitely getting back together.
Huh?
Well, that way I won't have to pay you any money after all. You wouldn't be so cruel as to sue your own loving and devoted wife, would you?
There's actually one more thing that cost your boyfriend that job offer. Would you like to know what it is?
What is it?
He had an affair with the new owner's wife.
Wait,
There's no way I could let him join the company once that little tidbit of information came to light. That was the nail in his career's coffin.
hold on. Are you saying...
Oh no. Are you saying he didn't even tell you the name of the company he got the job offer from? Even if you weren't interested at all, it seems like you'd ask about it. If only just to keep the conversation going.
Oh no, I think I know where this is going.
Looks like you guessed it. The company that made a job offer to your boyfriend was my grandpa's, and soon to be mine.
No way!
Yes way. And as the new owner, I can't be associating myself with any sort of person who might besmirch my company's image. So I would deeply appreciate it if you could never, ever contact me again. Wire the amount in the agreement to my account before the week's end, or else you'll be hearing from my lawyer again.
Oh, this can't be happening. My parents said they won't help me, and all the people at my job know about everything, and no one will talk to me anymore. I don't have anyone else to turn to, so... Come on, Sam, please. I swear to God that I'll be the best wife you could ever ask for this time around. What do you say, Sam? Sam, are you there? Wait, did you block me? Please, don't abandon me like this, Sam.
The college kid my ex was sleeping with ended up going to his parents to beg for their help, and they ended up agreeing to pay his legal bills for him. With one condition. He'd have to abandon his current career path to come back and work at the family business, forever. As for my ex, she had been working since well before we were married, so I thought she had to have a decent amount of savings. However, it seems she had spent almost all of it on her boyfriend. Dinners, presents, trips, etc. My lawyer told me she was crying during their entire phone call and saying that she had no money and the settlement would destroy her. She was so desperate to call me that she even called my company's receptionist and begged to schedule a meeting with me. She kept this up for a while, trying every single way you could imagine to get back together with me. However, eventually her boss at her company realized that she had been blowing off her job to make calls to my company at her desk, and when she ignored warnings to stop, they finally got tired of it and fired her. That threw her into a whole new world of financial ruin and left her no time to obsess over me anymore. It's so nice to finally be able to enjoy a life of peace and quiet again.